Good afternoon, everybody. Let's take a look at your headlines on this Wednesday afternoon. The Alabama legislature is wrapping up what you need to know. Plus, local fishermen not happy with the dredging that's going on in Mobile Bay, and captured fugitive Gregory Jowers will remain behind bars for now. That and more on News 5 Now.
Brought to you by Green & Phillips, covering news from your neighborhood and around the world. News 5 Now starts right now.
Good afternoon, everybody. Welcome to News 5 Now. I'm Devin Walsh. Glad to be with you on this digital platform. Hope all of you are having a good day so far. Let's get right to our big stories at this hour. Number 5. Another panel of federal judges has blocked the enforcement of Florida's ban on drag shows. The judges voted to back a lower court decision that described the law, which lawmakers say aims to protect children from drag shows, as overly broad and vaguely written. The law seeks to punish venues for allowing children into what it called adult live performances. Venues that violated the law faced fines and the possibility that their liquor licenses could be suspended or revoked. The case now returns to the Middle District of Florida, where a federal bench trial can be scheduled. Number 4, today is the final day of the Alabama legislative session. Lawmakers introduced more than 1,000 bills this year. The House and Senate will convene at 1 o'clock, so in less than half an hour today, while the House will concur with any changes made. The Senate's going to take up about 50 bills, then they would go to the House. Senator Bobby Singleton has vowed to filibuster any local bill until the House takes up his own local bill, which involves gambling. Number 3, fishermen and shrimpers are sounding the alarm on the dredging methods used in Mobile Bay. The U.S. Army Corps of Engineers says the method known as in-bay thin layer placement is backed by extensive environmental research. They say it helps restore the bay's natural sediment balance by taking sediment from the ship channel and depositing it away from the channel. But fishermen say it's actually harming marine life in Mobile Bay. The Corps of Engineers says they're keeping a close watch to make sure the sediment stays within the project zone. The dredging of the channel is expected to be finished by June. Number 2, an inmate who escaped from a work release program in Mobile has been recaptured. 35-year-old Quintavious Mack was serving a 20-year sentence for first-degree robbery out of Russell County. He escaped from the work release at about 9:45 this morning and was recaptured at about 11. And number 1, a murder suspect remains in Metro Jail this afternoon following his first court appearance after his arrest. Gregory Jowers had a bond hearing this morning 2 days after he was captured. He was taken into custody Monday following a standoff with deputies and U.S. Marshals at a home on Forest Oaks Drive. Jowers had been on the run for more than 4 months before his arrest. His next hearing is scheduled for June. And that is a look at our big stories at this hour. All right, everybody, it's time for our question of the day. And this one has to do with baseball and Pete Rose. You might have been hearing a little bit about Pete Rose. And do you agree with the MLB's decision to remove players from the permanently ineligible list? Actually, that's our poll of the day. So let me get to our question of the day first. Sorry, I jumped the gun on that. Here's our question of the day, so you can be thinking on that poll of the day. What would you do if you saw a bear in your yard? What would you do if you saw a bear in your yard? Well, we've been reporting a lot of bear sightings in Mobile County. I mean, in Saraland and in Northwest Florida, there are so many bears. And it's interesting because I've lived here my whole life, and you hear about bears in Saraland and Mobile County and Northwest Florida, but you never see any bears in Mobile, the city of Mobile. So it's just interesting. You know, they're congregated in certain areas. So I think that's just wild that 15 minutes up the road from here, there are a lot of bears. Tell it Goldilocks doesn't live here and I don't serve porridge. Let's see. Look for Boo Boo in a picnic basket. What I always do, go get a phone for a picture. Post signs, no trespassing, do not feed bears. Let's see. Throw some honey on out the door. If it was a bear, give it a bear hug. Toss him a snack and retreat. Give him the picnic basket. Stay in the yard. This person, Dan, says, let him walk by like we always do. So I guess he's dealing with that. And that can be a real nuisance if they're getting into your trash. Sit and finish my coffee. Turn around and go back into the house. So yeah, you know, a lot of people have seen bears all the time in places like Saraland, and it's no big deal to them. But it's still just unbelievable. We love it when our viewers send us video. So keep sending those pictures. Keep sending that video. It's kind of like, it kind of reminds me of sharks. You know, we got some drone video this week of sharks. Yeah, we know the sharks are there. We know they're in the Gulf of Mexico, but it sure is interesting to see pictures of them. It's something that a lot of people talk about. Same thing with the bears. We know they're there, but we just like to see pictures of them. So go ahead and send us those if you have some more recent bear sightings. It is spring. You know, they're waking up from the hibernation with those babies. And so we like to see what's going on. So send them to us if you have them. All right, now that I jumped the gun, we're going to move to our poll today, which I already revealed to you. Do you agree with the MLB's decision to remove players from the permanently ineligible list? And this, of course, has to do with Pete Rose. Yes, no, or no opinion. Chris says no. If they change one rule, what's the use in having any rules? If they can just change them at their own discretion. Will other sports follow suit? Pete was the best. Jerry says completely agree. Should have been done years ago. Hall of Fame should be based on performance. Yes. So Linda says, well, I guess now it's semi-permanent. No, this is a move to get other cheaters, Bonds, Clemens, Sosa, McGuire, into the Hall of Fame. So some pretty strong opinions about our poll of the day, and we'd love to hear what you think about it. It definitely is an interesting question and an interesting concept. Okay, if you allow him in, are you going to allow others? So go ahead and let us know what you think, because we'd love to get a number for our poll of the day, yes or no opinion. And if you want to vote in that, you can do it on WKRG's Facebook page or on WKRG.com. And we'll be calculating all those votes, and we'll have the results for you tonight on News 5 Now beginning at 5:30. Okay, everybody, that's going to do it for me here on News 5 Now. I'm Devin Walsh, and I'll see you tonight for WKRG News 5 at 5 o'clock. Have a nice afternoon.
Covering news from your neighborhood and around the world. You are watching News 5 Now, brought to you by Green & Phillips.